After all is said and done, Madam Vice President, let me read out the human rights record of Jammeh. A government that attacked, unlawfully arrested, detained, and tortured political opponents. That's true, isn't it? Say yes or no?
Yes, I told you before.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. A government that attacked the media, burned media houses, arrested journalists, and falsely imprisoned
I heard that also, yes.
That is
and
correct.
That means it's true. Yeah.
That is correct,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
A government that unlawfully arrests and detained its citizens, correct?
Yes, I heard that also.
A government that would unlawfully sack its civil servants simply because they oppose Jammeh, correct?
Well, sometimes we don't even know the reasons of sacking, but I presume that is because they oppose him. Because in these letters, they don't even explain why.
Was that fair, Madam Vice President?
No, it's not, but that's what I definitely...
And that was the system.
Because I knew, because sometimes letters from the office would be brought to my office by the Secretary General or Secretary to Cabinet or a senior officer there to say that the President has sent directives, through my protocols, of course, that has sent directives that so and so should be given this letter. Sometimes my heart pumps because I'm not sure whether the letter is for deployment or is for dismissal. But most of the time it's dismissals.
It was a terrible situation.
Yes, those were ministers. But all civil servants were sent to PMO from what I learned.
In fact, your own protocol officer was also arrested in this same manner. And
yes, he took me to the house. And as he was coming out, from what I learned from him, he was arrested by the NI. They followed him to my house. I didn't know. Because it was a convoy, you don't know.
And you did nothing?
What could I do? I went and saw what I can do with the family and help them and all that. That's what I did. I asked about him.
And beyond that, you did nothing?
I cannot do much.
Yes,
even my own. I didn't know nothing because even my own permanent secretaries are sometimes dismissed or changed.
Okay. And that
my security are removed from me and others are brought.
Okay. And that same government, I'm still reading the human rights record, would attack its own students and brutally slaughter them in the streets.
Well, it would, but that's what happened in April 10th and 11th. Finally, people were killed, yes.
Exactly. And then lots of military officers were falsely accused of coup d'etat.
Yes, I heard about coup d'etats only after they happened, yes.
And then a jungle hit squad who would kill anybody
after I learned about
who was opposed to Jammeh.
Yeah.
And of course, the presidential treatment program, you definitely did not believe he was curing AIDS.
That was a difficult one for me.
Yeah.
Because it's the patients themselves who say these things and the doctors. So I'm not a doctor. I didn't go through the treatment yet.
I think every intelligent human being who observed what was happening in Gambia knew fully well that this was a hoax.
It's possible.
In fact, one of the medical doctors who was involved in the program testified before the commission and said it was a hoax.
Okay, then he should
have... In fact, there was no scientific
They should have advised us because they said it was scientific. They said the viral loads went down. It was tested here and there. They told us in these gatherings. I didn't know. It was said in the gatherings. So, belief or disbelief, I don't know.
Even the infertility program,
yes,
that too was false.
Well, they said they brought children. You see, it's Gambians. As I say, as much as one may blame Jammeh, one may also blame Gambia. If Gambians come and say, yes, as a result of your treatment, my wife has a child, they even sent some people to my office thanking the president.
Did you really believe this?
That's what they said.
Madam
Who am I to disbelieve or believe?
In fact, you pronounce yourself on this matter.
I'm not here to believe or disbelieve. Because he said it. So
you were just here to go along. Whatever
he said it and they said it. The person said it and he said it.
Listen to the question. It didn't matter what they said. As far as you were concerned, you just went along. For as long as you were vice president, you would just go along.
I think it's unfair to say that. But anyway, I leave you to think that, yes.
But did you do anything to make us believe otherwise?
How would I know that it's a false thing?
You could have resigned your job.
How would I know it's false or it's true?
But you could have resigned your job, Madam Vice President, in view of all these human rights violations.
Well, I didn't. I admit I was there until 2016, yes.
You chose to go along. regardless of
some
whatever.
of the things you didn't know, some of the things you knew later, and so on. It really is unfair to put it on anybody's head.
But when you knew, you still did not resign. What definitely?
No, in knowing some of the things I clearly told you I didn't know, and you want me to believe that I knew. Some of the things I said maybe it's true because the people themselves said it.
Let me ask you this question.
People themselves said it.
Let me ask you this question. I have a list here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 issues. All terrible violations of rights of Gambians. You have agreed that they are all terrible violations of Gambians.
Since you told me, since I knew.
And these have persisted for 20 years in which you worked for the government. Isn't any single one of them serious enough for you not to want to associate yourself with that government?
Yeah, they are serious. Nobody wants to associate with abuses.
But you did for 20 years, silently.
Unknowingly.
Well, you
some
knew
of them, definitely, to be honest.
But you knew them, Madam Vice President.
After, yes.
You knew the killing of Deda Haidara?
The killing of Deda Haidara, the details came out in this commission, definitely. That
you knew about...
I knew Deda passed away. Look, Deda
you knew about the killing of the Ghanaians?
I heard about it, yeah, I heard about it.
But you knew.
I didn't know they were killed by any, who killed them. But they said, what they told me was that these were backway people. Because security told me that they were backway people. And when people came, I think people came to my office, I even called security. They explained that these are backway people who is only something that went wrong. When they were, that there was a Senegalese something, I don't know, involved, and somebody else, and that it was only back way that went wrong. People who were going by the back way, and something happened. This is what I was informed.
What was that something that happened?
No, they said these people died. Some Ghanaians died because they owed, I don't know, a boat owner or something, some money, and that he didn't pay them, and that that Senegalese, boat owner, I think, had somebody in Senegal as a counterpart. I don't know.
Seriously?
These were just explanations.
Seriously, Madam Vice President?
These were explanations given to...
Is this your position on that issue?
That was not my position. It was a position given to me, not my position.
But, okay,
I don't have a position. They said Ghanaians died. How would I know? I was not involved in giving directives, directions on that, in that regard, or directives. I was not involved. Just Ghanaians died. It was a mystery. But when we asked security, I asked them at the level of security. They said, "Oh, it could be that this this back way then was happening a lot. Sometimes people take people's monies and then they don't take them to the back way as they expect. They don't take them to Europe or America as they expect."
Allow me now to ask questions on that. You know, as Vice President, that there were investigations carried out by the UN and ECOWAS on this matter?
Yes, after I knew, yes. And
you knew that those reports suggested that the killings were done by security officers?
I knew when I went to Ghana. I didn't know again. But when I went to Ghana, then there was this protest.
Exactly.
They thought Jammeh was coming, so they protested, and I was the one who went. So then I met Ibn Chambers. He was the one who explained those details to me. He said, "This is." I said, "Well, I don't know. This is."
How did you feel, Madam Vice President?
I felt bad because it's my country.
Let me finish. Here you are in a foreign country, and you are confronted that your own government, which you served as Vice President, unlawfully executed 46 or 44 of their citizens.
I don't know the amount, but they said it, yes.
How did you feel?
I felt bad because I was representing the country.
And your country, in fact, paid $500,000.
I had that, but again, that was not discussed by us, but I had it, yes.
You had it? You were horrified by it. You must have been.
I don't know what the payment, why the compensation.
But did you resign your job?
No, I didn't.
You still continue to be associated with this government.
Up to 2016, yes.
So you would serve that government no matter what it did.
No.
Even if Jammeh were to crown himself king, you would have served.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. No further questions.